Brent Ritzner here. Today I wanted to share with you the importance of not being a thief. And you might wonder, like, why you're the thief and you don't really steal things, right? But there is one thing that a lot of people just don't quite realize, that you may be a thief, or a lot of us actually. Which is more precious than money or resource or anything? All the resources combined. What is it? We were stealing, probably daily, which is time. We are stealing time from ourselves a lot of times, and to to be successful, we really have to manage our time. Means it's like notice like how precious the moment that it passes will never come back, and that we have a limited time on Earth to do certain things, and each moment or each time should on Earth should be cherished. And for me, I try to, like, let's say in my earlier days, like I try to do my best, but a lot of times things are half-hearted. Means it's like I don't quite believe it in myself that I could actually make it. I try to believe it, but I wasn't really faithful to myself, and or the idea that I have was really half baked and almost like intellectually lazy, and I really didn't think it through. So the result was always mediocre, and it didn't really quite go as it could have been, in a way. So I wasted probably a lot of opportunities, and just because of my in a way wasting my time, possibly hanging out with the wrong people, wrong type of associations. I couldn't really cut off things that I should have cut off. And also, like, when you're wasting time, so as I said, it's a form of a stealing from yourself. And one bad habit, if you have, like, let's say stealing, you tends to actually, I realize, is you become more of a liars, more cheaters, cutting corners, and a lot of things actually comes along with it. So because it's a whole set of like a similar type of mentality, right? Like waste, like stealing things, like your time, like being lazy, cutting corner. This is all sorts of like no discipline, like going towards the easier direction, focusing more on the instant gratification, a lack of resilience, too sensitive, and that type of things. It all comes down to it. These type of like negative habits start forming. And I when I thought about it, like as I grow older, and then look back, not look back, but as I notice, wow, like, is this all I got here? Um, and and then, of course, like when you look past, like, everything is a like hindsight is a 2020, so you can actually see it clearly. And what I notice about it is like, wow, these are all things that I wasted my time, and and there is a serious consequence of this type of behavior. So we really need to uh, not to waste time. So let's see how we can do this. So first, like we cannot make excuses anymore, right? Like, so you can just say, hey, you know what, like I didn't try to, like, let's say you can say, oh, I didn't try to waste time. It was just unintentional. I was just taking it easy, or it was not my ability, like, to do like the best I can, like, right. So what's important is it's not like your result is like a mistake or suboptimal, like when you look back. That doesn't make you you waste your time, or you became a thief of your time. As long as you are trying your best, right, and manage your time, means it's like, okay, you know, this is a time to relax, this is a time to play, whatever. But then you don't wait. So for instance, like, you didn't really make any excuses. For instance, like, if you're working and then you don't have any time to study, but like when you find your time, right? Let's say when you break, like there was a 50 minutes break, and then you read a couple of pages of some books that you want to learn, or do some project, just 10 minutes here and there, you know, it adds up. If you're that type of person, like, no excuse means like, you do as much as you can, then even though the result is very slow and possibly underwhelming for a long time, you are not wasting your time. So what I'm trying to say about uh, being a thief is it's almost it's a mindset of really doing all you can to achieve your goal. As long as you can do it, then it's not you can judge that by necessarily by the results that you're getting. So one thing, important thing is not to waste time, is to really have goals first. Because if you don't have a goal, then you're kind of wandering around in life, and there's no definite purposing in your living condition. So every day, like, you get up and, okay, you know, I will just go with the flow, right? Like a system kind of gave it to you to, like, okay, go to school, go to work, whatever. But then you don't really have that sense of like, okay, this is my life. There's only one time I have. You know, that the life, you got to think about it as it's not a rehearsal. This is the last one that you're gonna get. So so what are you going to accomplish here? I mean, like, in the you know, you can live cynically, or like, okay, so we're going to die anyway, so who cares, right? I mean that type of attitude will continuously wasting your time, because you're not going to do your best to maximize how you behave um, when you're on Earth, like each time you spend on. And yeah, that is probably one of the worst time waster, not having the purpose or goals in life. So make sure that you really think about it. And if you don't have anything fancy to come up with, that's okay. I mean, but then always think about, the point is to help others, right? I mean, that's the very general sense, and then start from there, like, okay, or solve problems. And then there is a lot of like if you can complain, then, or if you can feel like crappy, then that's a problem. Then solve it. Then that's your purpose. And it might sound like this type of thing is idealistic, but then is it practical? Like actually can not waste time, right? I mean, it's really easy. Is it really every single time of your life, like even 5 minutes, 10 minutes, is it going to be always like have to be fulfilling? What I'm talking about is like we got to think realistically. It means it's like humans have to have certain sort of like uh, refreshment, and then generally it's being given as a form of sleep. So you really have to have a good night's sleep, right? I mean, then we refresh and then brand new next day. So yeah, you could technically speaking, like besides sleeping, you could actually keep working towards it, of something, doing something meaningful, and that's ideal. But a lot of times you need entertainment, or like you wanted to experience a lot of things, and a lot of jobs is not just drudgery, right? I mean, it might involve in a certain way, but then you have to meet people, and that type of things is a uh, uh, joyous. So you don't really have to worry about, okay, yeah, like, oh wow, I got to do like 14, 15 hours, 16 hours a day, toiling something. It's not like that at all. You will know when you're wasting your time, um, because like even you hang out with a friend or something, if you do it in a certain time and have purpose, it's always have a meaning. But then should be always other priorities, and as long as you're putting all your effort into it, or all your focus, then like overall you're not doing anything wasting your time. Actually, it's even better to have more connection with a good friends, interacting with mentors, or uh, some sort of like trips or adventures, and refresh your mind once in a while. But then you know when you're just aimlessly indulging in sort of like a meaningless activities. That's what you want to get rid of. It's sort of abstract, so you got to kind of figure out by yourself what they are. And a lot of people have like attitude of like, okay, so what's so wrong with with kind of just take it easy, and um, you know um, cutting corner here and there, or whatever. Like, life just goes on. Yeah, that's a problem of life. Life is like, no matter what you do, as long as you are alive, your life just keep going on. But the issue is really, I really doubt that you're gonna be content if you're not doing your best. It means it's like you're gonna have a full regret, and or at least a lot of regret, and you feel you're not confident. You don't feel the daily life. You kind of feel like, oh, okay, what am I going to do today? Or just being chased by the necessity, right? Like, oh, since you haven't been utilizing the time to gaining your skills or talent, or like honing your talent, or all these things, now what you got is mediocre existence, in a sense. Like, or you're not saving money enough, like financially responsible, whatever. So you're almost like going for paycheck and paycheck, and kind of scrimping. I mean, is this the life you want to have? I mean, take it easy, or I'm okay with okay life, right? That type of attitude is they don't this type of people or don't quite understand uh, the average or thinks of the like mediocrity is not easy life. It's quite challenging. So I'm not sure like when people say okay it is fine the way it is, you know, I don't need to aim that high or whatever. Realize that by putting yourself into that type of mindset, you're trapping yourself for the rest of your life in a quite difficult road for the rest of their lives. So I encourage you not to do this, especially when you're younger. You might not notice like, okay, this is okay, you know, I can just go along the flow, whatever the system that gives you, but it's going to be hard. If you don't have that purpose and mission and goals and then discipline and all that stuff, then other people will make you work. It reminds me of Pinocchio's story about the boys going to the pleasure island and become a donkey. You know, it is really what's going to be. Somebody will manipulate you in a sense for the rest of your life. So how do you really stop wasting your time, and where can you start? It is start with your first your mindset. Just get rid of all this like excuse making, like lying or try to cut corners or cheating or these type of things. Think of it yourself as a like a very strong warrior, like going to the battle. And if you can imagine that, and you are creating this image, right? And then none of this, and it got the honor, it got the loyalty, it got the cleverness, it got the smart discipline and all that stuff. And whatever against this ideal of yourself, just get rid of those. And at the same time, you got to change your behavior. It means it's like you got to do things. And initially in the beginning, it's pretty difficult. So don't do it like in big ones. So small things, small steps. Just keep winning. Any goal, any things that you do, like organize your room or like help your parents or do well in school, go there, pay attention, read some book, good books, great books. That type of small wins are the one that you're gonna start changing your habits to the better ones and the good ones eventually, and then get rid of the bad ones. So I can't really stress enough if you are young that whatever you do right now, like not wasting your time and putting a lot of work, like it's the first 20, 25 years will literally determine the rest of your life. So, you know, there are a lot of temptation to go crazy and have fun, and sure, you should once in a while in a reasonable manner, but do your work, do your study, and all these first. And if you do that and not waste any time, then your future is going to be a lot more fulfilling and a lot, in a sense, even though you have more responsibility, and then but then you will have more resources, you have more freedom, you have more secure, more confidence, and everything else. And if you slack off when you're younger, it gets so hard when you grow older. Just because one thing is that the old habit is getting harder and harder to get rid of, and then the second, the people will not gonna tolerate to the youth, but not as much as towards the people who are aged more. They expect a lot more from you, and if you don't have that skills by them, or not established by them, it is going to be a rough life. It's not never be too late, right? But I'm saying that it's a relative ease. Earlier you can wise up, it's better. So don't really waste your time, because like time is in a sense the most valuable resource that you can have in your life, the most important resources. So don't waste it. The monetary value, the younger it gets, it's far more. Okay, young people's like probably now are worth like 10, 20, 30 times more than the people of like middle age, or like 50s, 60s. So don't waste any time. Yeah, and just but then in general, in everybody's life, like as long as we keep our discipline and make our time used for the best, then the time will become our biggest friend. But if not, the time will become your worst enemy, and it will crush you. And I don't want you to be the latter. And my suggestion is this is one of those things. It's an instantaneous change, as long as you have changed your mindset and then your habit. Instantaneous. So start today, and it'll transform your life. Hi, thank you for watching. Please write down your idea in the comment section below to help each other. And if you found this video helpful, please subscribe and hit bell button to be notified a new video. See you next time.